Hello YouTube, Daily Motion, where you might be watching this. This is Otogu with team-aonn, and we are here with a top 10 video. This is the top 10 movies or TV shows that Benedict Cumberbatch has been a part of. Now, how we got this list is a few different parts. I did a survey of some of the members of team-aonn. I also did some polls in some Facebook groups, and part of this is my own personal opinion. I tried to keep that out as much as I could. If something got into a spot because of my personal thoughts on it, I will state as such. But let's get started with number 10. Now, number 10 did get into this countdown because I loved it so much. I couldn't put it higher on the list because it seems that for the most part it's not one of Ben's more popular roles, but it blew me away, and that's Black Mass. He plays a corrupt mayor in Boston, and the whole movie, Ben is shockingly good, Johnny Depp is shockingly good. It is beyond enjoyable for somebody that's from the East Coast to hear Ben try his hand at a East Coast accent. So honestly, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, seriously go check it out. Coming in at number 9, and this is the only other one that got onto this countdown due to personal opinion, and that is War Horse. And the reason why War Horse is on this list, and while I would like to put it a little bit higher, is not only is it one of the top picks for a number of people that I asked that are admins of team-aonn, but also it ranked pretty high. It was in the top 15 of most of the surveys that I did, but the reason why it's 9 is that is the role that helped introduce me to Benedict Cumberbatch due to his fandom by association with Tom Hiddleston that I touched on in his Happy 40th video. So that and the whole Benedict Cumberbatch mustache porn. So while the amount of him in the movie is short due to its impact on me and helping me get dragged into this fandom, that's why it's number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the story of Hawking. Now, this is something that I haven't seen, but I really want to. From the pictures that I've seen and the short videos that I've watched, it looks spot on, and he is a magnificent storyteller of telling historical figures stories, and I don't really have much to say on this. It was highly rated when I did poll people, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's fantastic. Again, I haven't saw it, so I can't really say too much on it besides the fact that it is one of those top Benedict Cumberbatch pieces that I want to see. Coming in at number 7 is something that at first I honestly didn't know he was a part of, and that is the Hobbit trilogy. Now, I think I saw the first Hobbit before I even knew of him, and when I see him in it, it just brings a smile to my face. If anybody knows me in any of the dueling things that I do, I frickin' love dragons. So Benedict Cumberbatch as a dragon. Never mind that the Hobbit trilogy is something that I enjoy, and it's part of the Lord of the Rings whole storyline, which is epic. But Benedict Cumberbatch is a frickin' dragon. That earns it a spot on this list. It earns it a spot in my top 5 most likely due to him being a dragon. And him, if you ever saw the behind the scenes, crawling along the floor, just amazing. Coming in at number 6 is Parade's End, and this is, from what I hear, a short television series, something I have not seen. This was put on here due to other fans raving about it. It looks interesting. I really don't have much to say on it besides Blonde Benny. So it's really something I can't justify being on this, besides the fact that other fans hold it in high regard as one of the top things that any Cumberbatch fan needs to see, so that's why it's on the list. And now we're getting into the good stuff, the top 5, and coming in at number 5 is The Hallowed Crown, Richard III. And when I first heard that they were doing a second Hallowed Crown, I fangirled. When I heard that it was gonna have Richard III is part of it, I super fangirled. When I heard that Benedict Cumberbatch was gonna play Richard III, I super, mega, ultra fangirled. I can't even express how amazing this is. And even more so that you have him, you have Andrew Scott. It's a continuation of the first Hallowed Crown. It's Ben doing Shakespeare. One of the things he is amazing at. If you are going to watch something that involves him, definitely watch him do Shakespeare. Besides that, this has no other need for explanation or introduction on this list. It is that damn good. Coming in at number 4, again, more Shakespeare, the National Theatre Live's version of Hamlet. Now, this is, besides the Hobbit movies, the first real thing that I went to see of Ben in a movie theater, and I saw it with Nova on the same night I saw the premiere of Crimson Peak. And I was a bit apprehensive, mainly because it was a bit modernized. It was set in the 70s, but that apprehension aside, when I went to go see it, I will see it again and again. It is amazing. It had all the pieces to a great story. And of course, it's Shakespeare. How can it not? But there is ways you can mess up Shakespeare. But this is a great monetization of it. It's something that you can take somebody to not only introduce them to Ben, but also to introduce them to Shakespeare in a way that's a bit easier to understand, because Shakespeare is a bit hard to understand, and Ben is amazing as the lead role. And coming in at number 3, no surprise here, and given my history with the new Star Trek series, especially if you listen to the Happy Birthday Benedict Cumberbatch one, that I was very apprehensive of this movie, and I see why. Not only for me it's in my top 5, but it was in the admin's top 5, it was in the group's top 5, it's basically in everybody's Benedict Cumberbatch top 5 is Star Trek Into Darkness, because Ben, in a make or break role where he will either piss off the whole fandom, or, as far as the Star Trek fandom, or win them over, he did an amazing job. He took a role everybody knew inside and outside of the Star Trek fandom and made it his own. And for people that are still refusing to watch it, because I was one of those people, seriously give this one a watch. Even if you don't watch the first one and you don't plan on watching the third one, watch this one, because his con is on point. And coming in at number 2 is The Imitation Game. And this is another one of those bringing a historical figure to the big screen. And he does have a happy talent for it. He is bringing to life a character, well, a person that not too many people know of and the history books really don't cover. So he's putting a spotlight on not only this person for his achievements, but also his persecution and turmoil, because he was quite different, especially for the time. And he was a quite brilliant man, and he has this talent of correctly portraying highly intelligent people. He does come across as a highly intelligent person, so it's probably not a huge stretch for him. It is basically his top movie. If you're gonna watch one Benedict Cumberbatch movie, you watch this one. And a few honorable mentions before we get into number 1. And the first one is The Penguins of Madagascar. Now, this was one of my top 10 picks, and I could not justify it on this list. The only reason I wanted to put it on this list is because of the fact that I cannot stand the Madagascar series, and I finally broke down. It was on sale. It was like $3, which is not a lot for a movie, and I got it, I watched it, and I enjoyed it. It's been doing voiceover work, and I do love voiceover work. So if you have some kids, or you're a fan of the Madagascar series, or computer animation, something to check out. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually quite enjoyable, a bit predictable, but still enjoyable. And the other honorable mention, and this one did get knocked off the top 10 list due to Black Mass, is the National Theater Live Frankenstein. And this one is going to come out in theaters where you can go and watch it, just like Hamlet was done last year. This year around, I believe, October. So something I haven't seen, something I've heard great things about. If I was ever to possibly redo this list after it came out to theaters and more people got to watch it, it's a good possibility that this would have pushed higher on the list. But there was already Hamlet, which is most likely going to be better than the Frankenstein one, even though I love Frankenstein. So that's why that one did not make the list. And coming in at number 1, honestly, this should be no surprise to anybody, anywhere. In any top 10, any top 5, any top 1, as far as the best thing with Benedict Cumberbatch and how most people became a fan. Like I said in my other video, this is the gateway drug to Benedict Cumberbatch, and that is Sherlock, of course. It's the series where you get 3 hits, and then you wait till you die, and then another season comes out, and then you get 3 hits, and then you wait till you die, and you do it over and over, and then there's a random Victorian special that you see in theaters because it's that epic. He, again, takes this character that everybody knows about. I would be surprised if nobody knew who Sherlock Holmes was. He's one of the most iconic figures in the last 100 years. And he takes it in a way, and when I first heard about the premise of this show, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I mean, yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is sexy, but this sounds kind of weird. Because it was, this is how it was portrayed to me, it's a monetization of the show. So it's not set in Victorian era, has cell phones and computers, and when this is pitched to you, especially if you're familiar with the other works that have had Sherlock in it, including Star Trek and movies of black and white, color, radio, all that, you kind of raise an eyebrow to it. And again, not only Benedict Cumberbatch, but the whole team, they stood up to the challenge and nailed it. It's one of those, it is either going to be one of the worst things you have ever seen in your life or one of the best things. And it is one of the best things. He has this happy talent again for taking a character, making it his own, and no matter what setting, because they even got to portray him in a Victorian era, so you got to see what it would be like if it was quote-unquote faithful, as far as the time frame to what it is now, which is a modern day Sherlock. And he played both roles equally as well. So, I mean, yes, while I do like the Robert Downey Jr. Version of Sherlock, and he makes the character his own as well, Ben also makes it his own, where they're two distinct types of that character. And if you're watching this and you haven't seen Sherlock, just go watch it. That is all I can say. If you're going to watch one thing in this list that you have not seen of Ben's, go watch Sherlock. It is that amazing. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in for our top 10 Benedict Cumberbatch movie and television series. If I didn't name one of the ones that you personally think should be in the top 10, leave a comment down below. Remember to like, subscribe. You can click on the page right now to check out my Sherlock special review. This has been Odo Goo with Team Aon, and enjoy your fandom.